Halloween is all about spooky fun, but don't let your pipes turn into a real-life horror story as you carve your pumpkins and cook up your treats. What goes down the drain can cause big trouble later on. So joining us in studio is Nisha Ajmani from the Desert Water Agency with some very simple but important tips. This is something we were talking about, is what to do with oils and grease known as fogs. What do you do with them once you're done?
Right, so it's really important not to send them down your sink because they can clog your pipes, and in the spirit of our Halloween fun, we're calling them grease monsters. So those grease monsters can clog your pipes and cause a huge mess later. Big nightmare. Yeah, a big nightmare. Thank you, Halloween nightmare later that you don't want to have to clean up. So for example, for Halloween, a good reminder of that is the pumpkin guts. So make sure you don't put those mushy seeds and the insides of your pumpkin down the drain. You want to throw that in your compost bin.
Or cook them up.
Instead,
I always love roasting my pumpkin seeds.
You can roast your pumpkin seeds, exactly. So, and the same goes with your baking, if you're having a Halloween party, all that cooking, butter and oils and grease, we want to keep it out of the sinks.
Now, a lot of different greases and fats, be it butter or bacon grease, beef fat, a lot of that will harden if it's left to cool. But some things like vegetable oil, that won't really harden. So what should you do in those cases?
Right. So for the vegetable oils that don't harden, what we would recommend is just wiping your cooking pan with a paper towel and then throwing that paper towel in the trash. That way you're not pouring it down the sink or washing it with your dishes and then it goes down the sink.
And you have an interesting little contraption here. Tell us about what that is.
So this is for those fats, oils, and grease that you were just talking about that do harden. So what you could do with this is, or with those items, is to pour it into an empty soup can or another food container that you're planning to dispose of anyway, and then put this lid on it, put it in the fridge, let it harden, and then once it's hard, you could take it out of the fridge, take this lid off and save it for next time, and dispose of that container in the trash. And we actually have these in our office if people want to stop by Desert Water Agency in Palm Springs to pick one up. We do have them for free.
And that's what I love about these local water agencies is you can always pick up some of these things just for free. Water bottles a lot of times, little things like this. One of my favorite things is, it might be CV Water District, but the booklets of all the local landscaping and the native plants and trees. I'm a big plant nerd. I love lots of our local plants. So being able to learn about all that stuff is just so interesting.
Yeah, and that book is actually a partnership between the both of us.
Even better.
You can get it at either.
So of course,
agency.
as always, you can head to your office in Palm Springs or any of our other local water agencies and get these important tools because, again, you want to avoid those grease monsters because that'll be a much bigger nightmare down the line if you don't take care of those pipes.
Yes, and another thing you can do, just another quick tip, is have a sink strainer in your sink, and that'll help you catch
get rid of all the little bits.
Yeah, the little bits, and then you can put that in your compost bin also. So there's a lot of things you don't want to put down the drain that I didn't even think about, like avocado, mayonnaise, salad dressings. All of that can clog your pipes as well. So we do have a full list of those items on our website.
Well, definitely check out the website, get that full list, and Nisha, as always, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Angela, back to you.
All right.